Hey guys, I'm back to do my next character review. I apologize for it being a few days later than it should have been. Um, yeah, I know that I should have had it up Friday, but I ended up having to work till about 8:30 at night, and I was so tired by then that I didn't feel like doing a video. And then yesterday on Saturday, I, I had one of my headaches, and then here it is Sunday, so it looks like I'm finally going to get it up. Like I mentioned in my last video, this time my friend and I are doing video reviews of both Iago and Aladdin from the Aladdin franchise. He did his Iago video a few days ago. I did my Iago video the day before that, and he did his Aladdin video the day before that. And I'm here today to do my Aladdin video. The complaints about Aladdin are: he's a compulsive liar, he only likes Jasmine for her looks, he's whiny, he's annoying, he's a jerk, he's rude, he's arrogant, he breaks his promise to Genie, he's a thief, his character development was done poorly, he never learns his lesson and continues to lie in the sequels, he's sexist towards Jasmine, he takes advantage of his friends, and he's a gold digger and only wanted to marry Jasmine for her money. Starting with, he's a compulsive liar. Well, while he does lie, a couple of times in the first movie, and in the sequels, I definitely wouldn't call him a compulsive liar. Excuse me. I mean, in the first movie, when he lied about being a prince, and yeah, he did continue to lie about being a prince even after Jasmine figured out that he was really the boy from the marketplace. Which I suppose I can see why that bothered people a little bit, but in the first movie, when he made up the story about being a prince, how else was he going to get into to see the princess, let alone marry her, if if he wasn't a prince. And as far as him continuing to lie after she found out that he was the boy from the marketplace, I mean, growing up on the street as a thief, I imagine that he would have some self-esteem issues and that sort of thing, and not want her to know right away that that he wasn't royalty, since pretty much the only experience he had with the upper class was being mocked by them and that sort of thing. And I mean, when I think of Disney princes that are compulsive liars, even though I do even though I do still kind of like Naveen, he's the first one that pretty much comes to mind, since, he lies to Tiana and says that he'll make her fabulously wealthy if she kisses him and turns him back human when he's broke as can be and that kind of stuff. Aladdin does lie, but yeah, he has more of a legitimate reason to than Naveen does, in my opinion. He only likes Jasmine for her looks. Where's your proof for that? It's kind of like, we said, my friend and I mentioned about, Derek and, Charming, and some other characters. I think, we also mentioned it about, Max Goof, only liking Roxanne for her looks. If a character only likes only likes their love interest for a superficial reason like their looks, they're not going to be going out of their way for them, and especially risking their life for them. Yeah, they do have the whole love at first sight, and they do show him finding her very pretty and that kind of stuff, but they also show him risking his life to save her from Jafar, and in several other instances after that, like the sequels and the TV series. So, if he did truly only like her for her looks, he probably would have just said, oh, she's too much trouble for me, I'll find another pretty face, and, left her. That's how I've always seen it. He's whiny. How? I mean, yeah, he does complain about some things. But, when you're dirt poor and living on the street, why wouldn't you? And, I never really saw him complaining about that much. I mean, yeah, he does say that he thought it would be cool to live in the palace, but, who hasn't dreamed of a, who, especially a dirt poor person living on the street, hasn't dreamed of a better life? So I don't really see why he's whiny, and yeah, when he does when he is pretending to be Prince Ali and realizes that he can't keep that charade up. He gets frustrated and takes his anger out on his friends, but, well, what character hasn't gotten frustrated and yelled a little bit before? To me, that makes him more human than whiny. So to me, that sounds more like you have a problem with characters that behave in a realistic way than you do Aladdin himself. He's a jerk. Really? Oh, sorry, I skipped one. He's annoying. Um, Annoying is very subjective, very much in the eye of the beholder, yada yada yada. I'm not gonna get too deep into this. Um, there are characters that I like, that people find annoying, and characters that other that I find annoying that other people like. Um, I find popular characters like Timon and Pumbaa to be pretty annoying. Um, which is kind of odd, considering that Timon is the jerk with the heart of gold, and Pumbaa is the submissive character that doesn't really like to stand up for himself. Two characters that I usually like a lot, but to me their humor has always just seemed cheap and annoying to me. Um, wh- um, Whereas I've always liked the gargoyles from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Um, and other people say that they're annoying and they ruin the tone of the movie. So it's very subjective and very much in the eye of the beholder. And if you find him annoying, then he's probably just not your cup of tea. He's a jerk. How? Um, when I think of jerks from the Aladdin franchise, Iago's the first character that comes to mind. Um, I mean, like I said before, Aladdin uh, does have his moments where he gets mad and yells at his friends, and and in the TV series, he does have his mm, he does have his jerk moments in there too, but just because somebody he does have his um sort of arrogant moments in there too, which I will talk more about in later complaints. Like a lot of videos, these complaints kind of overlap with each other. So I mean, he's not without his moments where he acts like a jerk, but what what character uh aside from uh some very Mary Sue and Gary Stu characters don't act like a jerk at some point, and why is it that when a character behaves in a human way, people complain about them either being a jerk or a bad role model, and when they don't, people complain about them being a Mary Sue? That's very double standard, if you ask me. So to me, him behaving uh, him occasionally behaving like a jerk doesn't make him one, it makes him human. He's rude. Like I just said, he does make some arguably rude comments to his friends, like when he's frustrated in the first movie, yelling at them. What are you guys looking at? And yelling at Genie, fine, just stay in there. But again, that makes him more human than rude. So again, if you have a problem with him having a few arguably rude moments, that sounds more like you have a problem with characters that act human as opposed to Aladdin himself. He's arrogant. The one time I remember him acting very arrogant was in the, one of the early Aladdin episodes, getting the bugs out, where he wanted to impress the Sultan, and basically it was Genie and Carpet doing all the work, and then he wanted to impress the Sultan by stopping some mechanical bug that Mechanically sent, and basically got Genie and Carpet to do all the work, and finally he ended up having them save a village that was under attack by some bigger mechanical bugs. And even though he was being labeled a hero, they were still doing all the work, and he was acting real stuck up about it. That's the one time I remember him acting in a very arrogant way, and he did learn in the end that the way he was acting was wrong, and that it was teamwork that saved the day, and that kind of stuff. The moments in the in the original movie when he's been accused of being arrogant, I never really got. I mean, to me, those were more, I'm trying to think of the right word to say it, but, he was behaving in more of a street smart way than an arrogant way, is the best way I can put it. Like, when he, saves the children from the, prince that's about to whip them, when he kindly saves the children from the prince that's about to whip them and says, if I was as rich as you, I could afford some manners. To me, saying something like that wasn't really arrogance on his part. It was more of a giving someone who deserved it a slap in the face, and that kind of stuff. And tricking Genie to get them out of the cave. That was more using his street smarts, because he didn't know anything about Genie at that point, and didn't want to waste any of his wishes and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm not going to deny that he's never had an arrogant. I'm not going to say he's never had an arrogant moment, but a lot of the times he's been accused of being arrogant, I don't agree with. Moving on. He breaks his promise to Genie. Well, while he did briefly consider it, he realized pretty quickly that it was a mistake, and he did keep it in the end, and was willing to give up his own happiness for it. So, nice try, but pick a better reason than that. I mean, and the only reason that he was considering breaking the promise to Genie was, really out of fear. I wouldn't really say that it was out of greed or anything, it was out of fear. So, to me, this is very, illegitimate and invalid. And a very nitpicky reason to dislike him. Nice try, but pick a better reason. He's a thief. Yeah, technically he is a thief, but, what else was he supposed to do? Become a beggar? Because that would probably get him even less than a thief would. Or as my friend mentioned, possibly a, male hooker. But those were pretty much his only three options. I mean, even getting a job as a servant back then wasn't anything easy. And, and as he does mention in the TV series, he only steals food to eat, which is probably one of the big reasons that a character like Flynn Rider bothers me a lot more than Aladdin does, because while I understand that back in the time period of Tangled, jobs were harder to get back then, jobs were still hard to get back then, Flynn is basically doing, stealing, valuable things out of pretty much greed, not necessity to survive like Aladdin. That's how I've always viewed it, and he takes pride in the fact that he's, he takes pride in the fact that he's such a good thief, and and is so good at stealing valuable things like the princess's crown and that kind of stuff. And to me, that's just a very bad role model for little boys. Uh, um, Whereas Aladdin never bothered me because he's stealing food out of necessity, and then he gives his food to starving children who are picking through the garbage, and like I mentioned before, saves them from the stuck-up prince that's about to whip them and that kind of stuff. So that being that kind of thief never really bothered me. His character development was done poorly. Really? Well, it's definitely done much better than Flynn and Naveen's, in my opinion. I mean, he's I mean, he's shown actually developing as a character, and he and Jasmine have actual chemistry, and yeah, I know that's their relationship development, not his. And he's he's shown realizing that trying to pretend to be somebody he isn't the best thing for him to do, and that he needs to keep the promise to Genie and all that stuff. Slowly over the whole course of the movie, it doesn't just bam happen out of nowhere. I'd say that he's probably the second best prince as far as character development goes after Beast. So this is a pretty nitpicky and invalid complaint, in my opinion. I don't know what your definition of good character development is, but it's very different than mine. I can't really say much about it because I've never really seen anybody give a reason as far as why they think his character development is done poorly, but it's definitely not, in my opinion. He never learns his lesson and continues to lie in the sequels. Well, if you look at the reasons why he lies in the sequels, I think that you'll see that he has pretty legitimate reasons as to do it. As to why to do it. I mean, if you look at, like, The Return of Jafar, where Iago accidentally saves him, and so he wants to give him a second chance, would you go up to your fiancé and his or her father and just outright tell them, hey, the evil minion of the guy who just tried to kill you saved me, so I think that, and is here, so I think that we should give him a second chance. I definitely wouldn't. I would want to get them a little bit more warmed up to the idea of it, and wait for a good opportunity. And And I mean, as far as like Aladdin and the King of Thieves, while he never said that, while he never said that his dad wasn't the King of Thieves, he never said that he was either. So I mean, I can see why somebody might arguably say that he lied there. But again, would you tell your fiance and her father that that I just found out that my father is the leader of the group of thieves that just crashed our wedding, and he's here. So to me, when he lied in the second movie and didn't outright tell the truth in the third movie, which, yeah, is arguably lying. I can definitely understand why he did that. And I think that whoever made this complaint needs to put themselves in his shoes and think about if they would what they would do in his situation also. He's sexist toward Jasmine. How? I mean, if you watch the TV series, you can tell that he definitely treats her as an equal, and doesn't look down on her or anything. So I don't know who came up with this complaint, or why they feel like he's sexist towards her, but but it's shown pretty clearly that when they're going on adventures with each other, he views her as an equal to himself. And not some sort of damsel in distress that he has to save or anything like that. So, I don't really know what to say about this, since no one has ever given me a reason as to why. Anyway, that's about all I have to say about it. He takes advantage of his friends. Again, how? I mean, they work together as a team. They do work together as a team, and he does use their help to his advantage, but not in a mean way or anything. Not like he views himself as higher than they are. And yeah, I mean, he used Genie for his wishes and that kind of stuff. But, this is another complaint that I really don't get. Whoever came up with these last two complaints really needs to watch the Aladdin TV series more closely. And finally, he's a gold digger and only wanted to marry Jasmine for her money. Really? I mean, yeah, he does say that he thinks it would be cool to live in the palace, but, you can tell that they started falling in love with each other before he even knew that she was a princess. And my question to you guys is, why is it that anytime anybody is in any kind of close relationship with anyone who is in a higher social class than they are, that automatically makes them a frickin' gold digger. I mean, Cinderella's been accused of it. Minnie's been accused of it. Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl, has been accused of it. And now Aladdin has been accused of it. What? What does being in either a romantic or a close friendship with someone who's in a higher social class than you, have to... How does that make someone a gold digger? Uh... I honestly find that really sad that no one can, apparently date, marry, or be friends with anyone in a higher class than they are without being labeled a gold digger. But, anyway, he... it's pretty obvious that it was love at first sight, and he fell in love with her before he knew that she was a princess. And yeah, I know that he does mention that he thinks it would be cool to live in the palace and everything, but, I highly doubt that, that her money was the only reason that he wanted to marry her. And, and for me, when I think of Disney princes that are gold diggers, Naveen is the first one who comes to mind again, since it was made very clear that the only reason he was going to marry Charlotte was for her money. I know that he does learn his lesson in the end, but to me he was much more of a gold digger, at least at the beginning of the movie, than Aladdin was. Than any of the characters, Aladdin, Cinderella, Minnie, or Batgirl that I just mentioned. Anyway, that's about all that I have to say. That's about all I have to say about the complaints. I really do love the character Aladdin. He's my third favorite Disney prince after Beast and Charming in the third movie. And he's probably my third favorite character in the Aladdin franchise, after Iago and Jafar and Genie, who tie for my second, which is funny since, my friend's favorite character in the Aladdin franchise is Aladdin, and his third favorite is Iago, so our, my favorite is his third favorite, and his favorite is my third favorite. Anyway, that's about all I have to say. Bye, and see you next time.